I, I want to go back to the coworkers. I think the coworkers knew something because, I mean, coworkers,
Mhm.
you spend actually more time with your coworkers sometimes in your life sometimes than your own family. And so I really do think the coworkers knew.
Well, remember the Fire Stick deal? So, like, wasn't Nikki in the car with him in Shanann's car? How dare she in the first place?
Fire
And then
stick.
she met
Remind
that
me.
guy with the fire stick. Isn't that what happened,
No,
or was it him and the girls?
remind me what the fire stick deal is.
Oh, okay. Well, at one time, I believe Chris met up with a guy he was working with. I wish I could pull out all the names, but it was a guy on his crew, and he was just bringing him a fire stick, like the TV thing. Um,
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I know what you're talking about now. Okay. I was
yeah.
thinking a little fire stick, like starting a fire, but you're talking
Oh,
about yeah. Okay, gotcha.
fire sticks aren't like really popular anymore at
No,
all.
they're not. They're not.
Mm-mm.
No, who needs, I have two of them if anyone wants one.
I
Who needs a fire
love
stick
roast
anymore?
beef. I love
But
roast beef.
anyway,
But
and
yeah. Oh, sorry. I was
she
just
was
gonna
in
say that when she met that, or when he met that guy with the fire stick, I think he was with Nikki in Shanann's car. I think,
really?
or was he with? Sorry, because
I
didn't
don't
they go
remember.
together someplace in her car? Or am I just too lost out today?
Well, I know she was in her car. Now that you're saying that, this sounds very familiar, but this is something that I have forgotten about.
Well, and I could
So
be totally off too. It was either
no,
that or he was with his girls and met the guy with the fire stick, but the guy either way knew about Nikki. I think they were having conversations, and he's also, I wish I could think of his damn name. He's also the one suspected of being the third in the Menage situation they had. Do you remember that guy?
the worker or Jim?
The worker.
Leave Jim alone. Which worker is this? Oh my gosh. I don't even know. This is complete. I love
I'm
when
making
new
this
stuff comes
beforehand.
out in the case. I love when I find new stuff in the case. I'm so excited. Okay, tell me. Tell me.
Okay. So
So,
I wish I could think of what the worker's name was. It's
and
the
the
guy that he
work
worked with.
let
Oh,
keep talking and I'll do some searching while you're talking. So it was a
okay. I was
worker.
going to say I can look it up too. Okay, so
It
there
was
was
somebody.
a friend that he was working with on a regular basis, like at the oil sites on a daily basis, and he somehow reason is giving the dude a fire stick or whatever, and I believe that dude was supposed to be the third in their menage a trois thing. Um, there was
Okay.
this.
Here is a Reddit, the fire
Is it
stick
Dan?
debacle. Let me see
Okay,
if this is what we're looking for.
okay.
Hold on, let me get my also I need to organize things here.
I'm never organized.
Okay, the fire stick debacle.
Okay.
CW arranged to meet with a coworker, Troy. That's who it is. So that he could take a look at an Amazon fire stick that he bought. CW asked him to meet in a parking lot to do so. CW arrived in the Lexus with Cece and Bella in the back
Okay.
seat. So you think that NK was there?
No, I was thinking of something else. That's why you'd
Something
never
else?
heard of it. I got it wrong.
CW jumped out of the car and walked over to Troy's truck to hand him the fire stick. Troy then immediately receives a call from another coworker, Cody Roberts, about a possible leak at Survey 319. Troy answered this call with his car's Bluetooth speaker, so CW overheard it. CW volunteered to head out Monday morning to take a look at the leak. We'll look at that in a second. CW also texted his coworker Cody Roberts Sunday to let him know that he would be heading straight out to 319 from his house to check on the leak. It was said that nobody really likes to go out there.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I was a little unclear about that. Sorry. But I swear this is the Troy is the guy that they suspect of being the third person in the situation.
I always thought it
From
was
what I believe.
Jim. I thought Jim was the third.
Oh, well, it could have
What's
been
Troy's
Jim.
last
I don't know.
name?
I really always Okay, so I used to watch this guy named called Save Robbie, and he actually was talking to Troy. And so I assume I heard something like from that situation about it, because he had him on his show, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, I do believe that they did know about Nikki for sure, especially the guys that were on the main thing. They could see how, like, you could tell when people like each other, and you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Troy McCoy interview, something else just dawned on me. So, thanks to the Watts Tape podcast, something else just stirred in my brain. So, not only did CW have time to dig grave, bury his wife, murder his children, walk over and unscrew and rescrew 2 thief hatches. Not only that, if he would like draining it and putting the oil from one tank to the other. I did a thing where it takes like literally an hour to
Yeah.
put it over. How did he have all that time? Um, After dropping their bodies and making phone text calls to numerous coworkers, bogus ones to Shanann, the daycare, the realtor, he also had time to diagnose the work issues at the site and dig another hole while being sick, taking a dump, taking photographs of his laptop, etc. So now to me, this all is complete nonsense in the space of 90 minutes. Come on. There was either prep before that morning or he had help. I have thought about other vehicle tire tracks if he did have help, but there were all sorts of coworkers turning up on site. They could have easily been overlooked by LE. So much was overlooked by LE. It wouldn't surprise me. What do you think? What do you think? I mean, I don't want to bring Troy into this if he's a completely innocent person.
Well, I'm sure he didn't have anything to do with like what went down. I think maybe he just partied with them, or you know what I mean, like friends, things like that.
Just a partier.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really think he went out there the day before with the girls and dug the hole and kind of made sure everything was planned and streamlined. He could have set the tanks to be ready when he got there. I think he definitely premeditated it, and that the
He would have had
girls,
to have.
yeah, I think he must have took them out there. Well, they said
This
they were
person,
digging with Daddy
yeah,
to someone, didn't
yeah.
they?
Yes, they did. Or Bella
Yeah.
did, I think. This person points it out too, like thief hatches have a latch, no bolts needed to be removed. And then if you believe the shadow video, there might be only one child alive. So he might have only had to deal with one of the children out there. The calls to Shanann and the daycare and the realtor all happened afterwards. Only one trip was needed to carry the girls from the truck to the tanks. I believe he made Bella march up there. I really do. I think he walked her up there herself. She walked her own self up there. Much of the communication with coworkers occurred. And you guys, this is all just our opinion for educational and entertainment purposes only. We will put the links to everything we view during the show down in the YouTube show notes, but we do urge you to go out there and do your own research and form your own opinions. So, according to the timeline, we have Watts burying Shanann in a very shallow grave, possibly smothering her, maybe both children and possibly no children, and carrying both to the tanks, and very brief intermittent communication with coworkers. So, I mean, he probably could have done it on his own.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, and if you knew the area, wouldn't you kind of know how to move things along a little bit faster? He'd been out there. Obviously, it was premeditated. I think he was just kind of in his evil days and was just like, let's do this. And he was probably pretty productive about it. You know what I mean? Like he was
Yeah.
probably in a like some sort of a rage or a something, because who does that? And I believe now that you say that, I had never really like imagined it in my head before, but he doesn't want to take extra time. He's not going to take extra time because he's respectful to do each one separately, or do you know what I mean? Like I
Mm-hmm.
think he like you said, made her walk up there and then asked him she asked him, "Are you going to do the same to me that you did to Cece?" And I
Yeah.
100% believe he said yes. You know
Yes.
how in the, he's like, well, I hope I wasn't a monster and I hope I just didn't say yes. He 100% said yes. I believe that with
Yeah.
everything in his body.
You wouldn't muse about it if you had said no.
Yeah, exactly. And it would be a no issue versus I hope I didn't do that.
I
The
can't
more
even.
I know, the more I eat, it's always been this way. The more I think about what happened to the girls, the more furious it
Oh,
makes
I
me.
get furious. I get furious at him when I think about the girls and
When
killing a
I,
pregnant woman.
oh yeah, like what kind of a creep? When I remember being at the house and being in the like going, around to the backyard or whatever, and just kind of standing there. The swing set was still there. Their water play. There was little tiny toys in the yard. You know how kids are. Those little ones that are just crap and get stuck in the weeds. And I just remember getting so pissed, like in a rage almost myself, thinking, how freaking dare you do this? How dare you? Like I was just so pissed just looking at their stuff. Oh, like it was so close to the side of the road. You could have like almost touched the swing set. You definitely could have touched some of the toys in the yard. I wasn't about to do that or touch any of their things or you know what I mean? But people could have gone in and stole the kids' toys at one time.
Did you feel the energy of it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The whole house. I remember going up to the front of the house and I think it was yeah, the first time I was there because I was there a couple times or a few times and my hand I was putting it out and all of a sudden it started going like this as closer as I went up to the doorway. And then I was like, I'm not going to touch the side at all whatsoever. I'm not going to touch anything, like I didn't want to touch the handrail. I didn't want to touch the brick wall and. And then as I left, I was all jittery after looking around and just standing there on the spot where he does that freaking interview. I'm standing right freaking there. And I turn around and I'm going to walk down the stairs because it's all, the little steps because it's all snowy and stuff out. And
Uh-huh.
instinctively, I touched the wall. Like
Oh.
as you're walking away from the house, I touched the brick wall right there, and I
Uh-huh.
pulled my hand like that. Like it was like I touched something hot or something. It didn't feel that way, but I scared myself so much from the contact with the
Uh-huh.
house because I was like, I'm not touching that stuff. Uh, it kind of freaked me out. Yeah, being
It
there
is.
was I
I'm
couldn't
really
live there.
kind of obsessed with the house. Have you been there since it's been fixed up and remodeled?
I'm trying to think. No, the last
How
time I
far are
was
you, how far do you live away from there?
right now, I was like a half hour closer when I was at my other house, but right now I'd say like maybe 40 minutes.
Oh, not too
Yeah.
far.
No, it's not that far. And I've thought about just, driving by because I have things like in the area, obviously people in the area that I could go visit and stuff, but I don't
I
know. I'm
asked
just a niche
Amber from
person. Oh, go ahead.
Into the Weeds is going to the Crime Con in September in Colorado. It's in September, and I'm like, "Hey, do you want to make a little jaunt by the Watts house for me?"
Is she going to?
I don't know. She might. She said if she has time, she will. She didn't say yes, and she didn't say no. So
Well, before we move, I'll go
you'll
and
do it.
visit again. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Next
You know.
time, I'm like have a reason to go that way. I'll
Okay.
just take a
You should do it,
detour.
and I'll do a live with you or something. That would be fun for me, at
Dude,
least. Not maybe not
if
for
we did
you.
a live, I remember walking back there and I was like recording my phone, but it looked like I was talking, like someone on FaceTime or whatever. And I was just
Uh-huh.
walking by Nosy Nate, and I hate calling him that, but that's how I remember him. He was
He is.
standing.
Oh,
The
he was
walkway
there?
behind their house is so freaking close to their house. Nate's comes out even farther. And so his patio is a little higher right when you get
Uh-huh.
there. He was just standing there and I was just talking like I was talking to a friend on the phone and I'm like, "Oh, hi." And I think it's probably on one of my recordings where I'm like, "Oh, hey." You know what I mean? Because I don't think I showed him or anything. It was just kind of me walking by the house. And
What did he do when you said, "Oh, hey"?
oh, I just acted like it was nobody. Like, oh hey, he's like, hey, you know what I mean? Like didn't seem like he really cared. But when he first saw my phone, before he thought I was like, he was just kind of like, he came over a
Uh,
little bit closer to see what was going on. Do you know what I mean?
he was curious what you were doing.
Yeah, yeah, probably. But I could always walk by the same area, just kind of see the vibe of everything. I definitely want to see it. I wonder if the person that's there now, what they're like, because we know about the family who ended up being
The
having that
Millers.
whole situation. That's a whole nother thing too. I
Yeah.
I I really wanted to look at the house to possibly buy it last year, like when it was on sale or whenever it was. And then I thought about it, and all the vibes I've gotten from the house, thinking back, even from the beginning, I just felt like there's like a black mush in the house that's like no bueno, you know?
Yeah, there's something there for sure now. And I don't think it has to do totally with the actual act that Chris did, but it's all the energy that everyone thinking about it and sending it. I think it's picked
Yep.
up some energy. But so not to get on this subject for too long, but somebody bought it. Have they moved into it?
I
Do
think
we know
so.
that? They
I
have?
think
Oh.
so. Yeah, because when I did a Google Earth thing last time, the address
Uh-huh.
was changed, and I think it was like I think there was cars there and stuff still versus, and it was a pretty
Oh,
recent one
I think you're
versus
right.
the older family that was there, the one with the same kids and the mom and the dad. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Um,
Yeah,
but I wonder if that person's cool. Wouldn't it be awesome if they were chill? We're like, hey, you want to have a talk? Sure. Why don't you
that
come
would be
inside my
awesome.
haunted house?
I'd be like, I want to go to the basement, please.
Oh
I
my
feel like
God.
something happened in the basement.
I want to go to the basement. I want to go to the bedroom. And did
Yeah.
you know they set their bedroom in this the last people that were there? They put their bedroom in the same spot as where their Chris and Shanann's bed was.
But where else are you supposed to put a bed in that room?
I will
I mean,
freaking redo the whole house too. I don't know. I'm one of those people where like there is like a logical place to put obviously the furniture, but I
uh-huh.
would move shit around to not be in I could not sleep in a place where somebody was murdered the exact space. Do you know what I mean? Like you're hovering in the same different bed, but you're hovering in the space where somebody was murdered. I can't sleep because of racing thoughts as it is, dude. I would never sleep again.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the dark too. I wouldn't buy a house that somebody was murdered in. I did live in a house that a man and a woman died in, and the person told, well, this is a weird story. The person told me that the angel on the porch, that I shouldn't move the angel because it's what protected the house. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Then I got this really crazy roommate. She was crazy. She just remodeled, she redid everything. I would go to work and I'd come home and my room would be redone. That
Oh,
crazy. Yeah. So
that'd be cool.
I had to leave. I had to leave the house. But anyway, she one day she redid everything and it was I was leaving that week and she's like, and I moved the angel. And I was like, okay, well, it's up to you. You know, you do what you gotta do. And I left and a week later she died on that front porch.
Wow, that's
Not even
crazy.
kidding. And she told people that she's yeah, she was even crazier. She told people that I was hiding potpourri in the light sockets to try to kill her because she had CP, that lung issue that I had to
Oh,
take her to the
COPD.
hospital. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
COPD. I had to take, but she was a smoker. On top of that, she was a smoker. You don't think
Yeah.
smoking on the porch killed you? You don't think that might have killed you?
It
But no, it
was.
was me putting potpourri in the light sockets.
That is such a weird thing to do, Amy. You got to
I
stop
know,
that.
I'm deviant. I think of deviant things. In fact, what I did was I put my potpourri in my dresser drawer because I didn't want her to get sick. I didn't want her it to come
Oh,
out
that's
anywhere.
nice.
So it was in her
Yeah.
my dresser drawer. And when I left, I took it and she said that the dresser drawer like was full of potpourri smells. Well, it was because I left my smelly stuff in there for you, girl. So you wouldn't well, anyway. Anyway.
Who hates something that smells nice? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Hey guys,
the
if you could be sure to give this live a thumbs up and share it, it helps us go out into the algorithm and all that good stuff. So do you think Anadarko, I do
definitely
have
doing. Thanks for
something.
covering the walks.
Hi, me, Wise Magic. That's a cool name, Sandy. Do you
She's so
think,
pretty too.
yeah, she's really pretty. Do you think that the Anadarko, hold on, let me get this up here. So I've been watching True Crime Rocket Science has been releasing more of his stuff lately. He's been back on the Watts case. And he has this video. I don't agree with everything he says, but I do enjoy watching him. And Chris Watts, Anadarko coworker spills the beans on Nichol Kessinger. So I thought we could take a look at that as our final thing for the day.
That sounds great.
Okay.
I haven't seen this, but I do like it.
You like him too? Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah. He has a cool way of talking.
Yeah, he does.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Well, the Chris Watts case continues.
I watched him a lot during when it was actually happening. Did you used to watch him a lot then?
I think I've seen a few of his things, but more sporadically. Not binging a little bit of content, mostly sporadically. But I do like him. I think it's really great work.
Yeah, he does really good work.
Continues to unravel seemingly in every kind of direction. If it's not this, it's that. And so the latest thing is a Anadarko co-worker, someone who actually lives in Steeple Rock Drive, just down the road from Chris Watts, has sort of come forward and sort of told his sort of story, given his sort of version of events. And although some of it rings true and some of it is certainly interesting, and the top comments in the video gush about this co-worker's version of events being exactly like they probably happened, I kind of beg to differ a little bit. Just because, for example, the anonymous co-worker talks about Chris Watts sort of showing up at the Platteville office, and there's absolutely no sign of that in the GPS footage. And not only that, there's no other co-worker who says that. So if it's true that he did show up at the...
So a co-worker said he showed up at the office?
I never heard that before.
I never heard that either.
I thought he was... Yeah. I wonder which one it was.
I guess he's saying it's an anonymous coworker.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why I had never heard it before. Yeah. But that's
the office.
Weird.
There's only one witness saying that he did, and where everybody else don't say that he did. And I don't really know what time he could have showed up at the office if he was at the well site and then he sort of came back from the well site straight home. So it kind of calls that into question. What is quite interesting, and it's unfortunate that the channel didn't sort of question the anonymous worker a little bit more about it, was the office politics at Anadarko. On the one hand, you can kind of understand that he's not free to be too candid about that sort of thing, because as far as I know, he still works at Anadarko. We're not quite sure what his identity is. His wife's name's Ashley. We don't know too much beyond that. He does certainly make some interesting observations. He says that while Shanann was away, that they noticed, him and his wife noticed that Watts was never home. So for most of July, he was just sort of AWOL. You know, he would come home from work and then he wouldn't be home. The other thing is he thought that he saw Chris Watts. I think he said that him and his wife thought they saw a woman in a vehicle with Chris Watts, but a woman that wasn't his wife. Now, I'm not quite sure what vehicle that was. I presume it might be the Lexus or Kessinger's car, but probably the Lexus.
Well, we know that Kessinger said that they drove into the garage, right? So.
Yeah. I wonder if that's the exact time that they were riding together in the Lexus when I was thinking earlier that they were in the Lexus. I think that's
that's probably what you were thinking of, that coworker. You probably have heard this and just blended it together. I do that sometimes.
A lot of Watts makes mush
then I
in
think-
my brain.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to this case. We can't be expected to know everything. I
So
bet you
much.
we,
And you know what?
if we were to take a test on it, that we would probably be the A students or at least a B student on this case.
Dude, if this test was multiple choice, I could get a solid B plus.
I could too. I think I could too.
And you know what
Solid.
we
If
should
I
do?
didn't have to spell these words, I could do it.
Yeah, if there's an essay part, I'm just not going to take the test.
Yeah.
But,
If I can use ChatGPT to formulate, I can do it.
I watched this thing really quickly. I watched this thing earlier where they were literally telling people, don't ask ChatGPT anything you want because ChatGPT will rat on you.
Rat on
Like,
you for
asking. Let's just say if someone was like, I'm going to recreate a painting by Da Vinci, and how can you make it look real so I can sell it as real, or you know what I mean? Then like a better crime than that, but like that they would actually report. ChatGPT takes that information and like reports you for it. I didn't know that.
Well,
Like only if it's something really bad, like it's being filtered, you know?
seems like it wouldn't be a good thing to say to ChatGPT to, like that's your plan, because you are connecting to an app that's connecting to, and then people all the time can, I was just on this AirPlay in your car, you can pick up other people's conversations. It just seems like a stupid thing to do anyway.
Yeah. It is a stupid thing to do. I'm not good with tech, but I'm pretty well convinced someday I'll have a robot that's like taking care of me, you know?
I hope so. I've been talking to ChatGPT, trying to get it to learn me and to do my work. It has been helping my YouTube. It helps
That
me
is so
with,
cool.
it helps me with the descriptions. I get them out faster. So I can put more out in a day. So it's nice.
That's actually really smart. I get so tongue twisted and stuff.
Yeah,
But
well, I
say-
type in what I want to say, and I say keep it as close to my tone and what I have just said. Just clean up the spelling and stuff. And so, yeah, that's why everything still sounds like me, but my spelling has gotten better and my grammar.
Dude, that's so awesome.
It
Makes
is
us all look
awesome.
professional. I need to figure out how to use that damn thing.
I'll show you how to do it if you want.
Okay.
I'm helping Shannon work with it too.
And I was going to say really quick, we should one of these days do a series where we're doing an outline of the whole case, like a basic for people who don't know like all the facts and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like a basic outline of, okay, here are the major incidents and here's what happened versus like the whole story and all the information. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
there's tons of people that have like every single paper that they'll read online or whatever, but I know for me, it'd be nice to, even for myself, it'd be nice to have a reference of like just kind of like a timeline of important events or like this information matters because it comes up later versus you don't need the whole, you know what I mean?
That's a good idea, actually. I love that idea. Let's
Let
work
us
on
know,
that.
guys, if you are interested in that and what things you think absolutely have to go into it. Definitely put a comment down the things that you would say, do not miss talking about this.
Yes. That's a great idea, Rose. I love that.
Well, you inspire me.
He said something about Watts accelerated when this guy tried to sort of catch up with him. So, that certainly gives you kind of a sense of the reality of the situation, right? The other thing that doesn't quite kind of make sense is that he says Kessinger didn't show up to work at all on the 13th. Now, either this means that there's some kind of conspiracy going on in terms of at the office, a lot of people are covering for her or something like that.
I've heard this before, that she didn't show up to work or she showed up and left. Have you heard this before?
I have. Yeah, I've heard that she went to work, clocked in, and left.
Yeah.
That people saw her and she talked to people, but she wasn't necessarily there all day where anyone could find her, you know?
And didn't it go as far to say somebody clocked out for her? Or no? Am I
remember that? Yeah, like one of her coworkers ended up clocking out because she forgot, remember?
Yeah.
She just happened to forget on that one day.
Oopsie, on the most important day. Huh. And
It's funny.
I cannot believe this, that she got away with it. I can't believe it.
Or he simply didn't see her. She was there, but he simply didn't see her. She was in her office, but he simply didn't see her. I don't know. I don't know if it's. And so I do know that when he mentioned this, someone on the channel sort of went like, "Oh wow, that's amazing." One person saying they didn't see something doesn't mean that that's a fact. It just means that was their experience. They may have just missed Kessinger, right? So I don't know. This anonymous coworker sort of gives quite a glowing endorsement of Chris Watts. He sort of says, I realized that he did what he did, although he seems to put the blame on Kessinger, that Kessinger actually did something, that she was actually there.
Oh.
But what also does sort of pass that sort of smell test is where he says that he thinks that when Chris Watts lost weight, it kind of went to his head. When he got attention from Kessinger, it also went to his head. He also mentions, I don't know whether this is true, but this is his opinion or his observation, was that he said that Kessinger flirted with a lot of people at work or something to that effect, and used other kind of unsavory words to describe her.
I mean, we've heard that she's a flirt. Who is this person, and where? I was trying to see if he had put in his show notes where this interview is. Oh, I don't see the interview.
Oh,
dang.
Well, and that's the hard part about the Watts case. Even having something where you could divide out, hey, if you want this information, go to this person, and this is where you get the, versus if you watch everything, it's just a jumble sometimes.
Yeah, it is a whole jumble, and there's a lot of, I heard, what I want to do in the Watts case is take all the rumors and go through them one by one and either say they're credible or debunk them. That's what I want to do in the Watts case. But I also, your timeline is really good one too. I like your timeline one too. So maybe both.
Well, yeah, as we're going through it, that'd be perfect. Well, it's just so much information. And because there wasn't a freaking court case, there's no concise version of the information,
Yeah.
That's what's really upsetting me about the Kohberger case, is that I didn't want everyone to go through everything, but I wanted everyone to know that so-and-so said this, or like this was his motive, and we won't know anything now.
Yeah, it's going to turn into a Watts nightmare, the Kohberger case, and I can't believe that there's people that he has actually said he did it, and they're still saying he's innocent, that he didn't. But interestingly enough, the same people that came in late on the Watts case and said he was innocent are over there on the Kohberger case saying Kohberger's innocent. It's just crazy. There's people that will just do that.
Well, and sometimes I think the people aren't just being righteous. They just want to be the anti what everyone else is saying,
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. No, there's so much with this case, and there's going to be so much with that case. I have started diving into it, but there's so much coming out now that I almost feel like what we knew and what we know now are two different things that could use a timeline too,
Yeah. Are you interested? Because I'm looking for someone to dive into the Kohberger case with me. I want to get into it more. I did
definitely
saw his traffic
stop
the other day.
There's been a few things about it that I haven't looked into because I am like, I want to know everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know too much about the case, but there is so much that I want to know. Like, which girl was he actually after?
Yes, which I think it's Maddie. Which one do you think it was?
Was Maddie the one with lighter hair? Do you know what I'm talking
the tall blonde one. She worked at the Mad Greek. She was more friends with Xana. She was her big sister.
Okay. Yes.
She was the one that had the parents that are more quiet spoken. She was the only child.
Oh, and she was the best friends with the Kaylee. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes, I definitely think it was her too.
A lot of people thought it was Kaylee at first, but I always thought it was Maddie.
Yeah, she's got that like sweet soul about her, doesn't she? I mean, they all seem like great kids, but she herself seems.
Her boyfriend is also kind of nerdy, and her friends were nerdy, and she was very kind to people. She didn't like look at somebody and say, "Oh, you're not beautiful, so I'm not going to be your friend." And I
Yeah.
think Brian picked that up on her, and he thought he had a chance with her. And when he didn't, he got mad.
That makes even more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because why would he think that he ever had a chance with like a
Yeah.
somebody a little bit more out of his level, some
Mhm.
would say. But if she was nice to him and he thought he had a chance, and then he
Yeah.
got upset because how dare she not actually give him a chance? He seems like a real douche.
Well, she
And
had a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend. She was one of those people that was like, "I have a boyfriend, I'm
yeah,
happy. I
yeah.
have a boyfriend. I'm just a nice person."
And he should have just walked away and found somebody else.
What about Amy Bradley? Have you been following that case at all? Did you watch the Netflix docuseries Amy Bradley is Missing?
No, I don't know about her.
Oh gosh, I have been so up in this case. I saw the Netflix docuseries Amy Bradley is Missing. It's from the 90s. She went on a cruise ship, cruise with her parents, and I believe she was trafficked off the ship. She just disappeared.
Dude, I haven't seen anything about this. Okay.
Oh,
When we get off, text me the name of the documentary. I'm watching it today.
you have to. And I've been putting out I did some videos recently on it talking about it, and I'll send those to you too so you can
Cruise
just
ships
review them.
scare me.
They
I've been
scare
on
me
one in
too.
my life. They actually, it was right after the Titanic came out, the movie. They
Uh-huh.
showed the freaking Titanic movie on a Caribbean cruise ship. I was
Yikes.
like, who the hell is going to do that? Number two, it is super shady. The people on this cruise ship that I was at were trying to get me to come down to the employee like dorms or whatever. I was like
Uh-huh.
13 or 14.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So I can imagine on a giant cruise ship, there's all kinds of things that go wrong. And
Well,
I'm so
dude, they
excited.
took pictures of Amy. They took pictures of Amy, like how, they take pictures of the passengers and you can buy them. And they
Yeah,
were up on the wall and someone took the pictures. Her
dude,
pictures.
I really need to get into this
You
because
have
it
to.
is
It's a
really
great case, and
interesting.
I need to talk to someone about it. No one else around me is doing it. So, yes.
Yeah, we'll watch it. I'm up for it, dude. I always have so much fun.
Okay. Well, this is all I have on the Watts case. I have a few other things, but what do you do you think that Anna Darko just wanted this to go away? Do you think it's one of the reasons why they sold their company to another company? Because I did look it up, and it says that Anadarko oil buyout was high stakes bidding war in 2019, ultimately won by Occidental Petroleum over Chevron. So Occidental bought it.
I really think that they wanted to get the heck out of a bad situation as fast as they could. And selling, it seemed like the right time to sell at that point. But I think that they babied NK. I think that they were assuming that she was totally innocent because of whatever she had said to them. I think they set her up with a real cushy job with that
Uh-huh.
next person or somebody else in the field. I think she still has a real cushy job that Anadarko got her and took her to this other place. I really think that. I think that maybe she wasn't in the witness protection as much as they basically gave her a cushy job in a remote oil place. You
Why
know
do
what I
you
mean?
think that? Why do you think that? Because that makes sense. But why do you think that?
I think that because she was transferred through Anadarko in some way. I don't know where I heard that because it's been a million years, but I know that they gave her like another job through Anadarko or one of their subsidiaries. I know that happened in some way
Oh,
because they didn't think that she had any, they thought she was a victim just like the Weld County. And so they had to do something for her. And you know what I mean? Like
uh-huh.
they obviously couldn't just leave her there too. And I'll look into it a little bit
Okay.
more and see where I found all of those pieces. But I 100% believe that they thought that they could just kind of move her along and give her a good job. How else could she, like, if she was desperate and she didn't have a good job, she would have done some sort of a money grab, don't you think?
For sure, because she's not grabbing money anywhere. She kind of did the Denver Post, but that didn't, she was like, oh no.
Yeah. And none of her friends are coming out. Like, is she in a group of people who really don't care about money or fame? Or, like, I'm convinced that she had help. And, I mean, her dad probably had friends in high places too. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She
Her
lucked out.
dad's a whole other thing. Her dad is interesting to me. I can't quite figure her dad out because people say he has no money, but he must have some kind of pull somewhere.
Dude, you know what I've noticed in Weld County too? Is that one person of one race can get one punishment, and then a person of another race who happens to have a lawyer and you can tell that they have money does not get in trouble for it.
I feel like that's everywhere.
It is probably.
It's called the Good Old Boy Network.
It's true. And my, let's see, my uncle who recently passed away, he was really, really old because my mom is the youngest of a huge family. He was the Weld County sheriff. And so I, every once in a while, get to hear the stories of how Weld County used to be and how corrupt it used to be. Like, things were just wiped away that were like bigger things. And yeah, Weld County has a history of being pretty racist too.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me, but I want to dig more into Anadarko, and I want to dig more into Troy now because I am very interested into the Menage-a-trois thing. And
if it wasn't him, who the hell was it? If it wasn't him, I said, if it wasn't him, who the hell was it?
Yeah, who was it? I do think that they were having threesomes, and it wasn't with just girls. It was guys. I don't even know if it was girls. It was, I think it was two guys and a girl.
It could have been a whole party full. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, didn't they, when they went camping, it was nude camping, right?
Oh, yuck. Probably, dude.
Wasn't it nudist
how many times my mom took me nude camping in Colorado? It's like a real big thing.
Yeah.
Nude hot springs, camping.
Yeah.
It's like turning my stomach just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring that up. I just remembered that you told me that. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I don't want to nude camp ever. I just don't want to be outside nude. It's not my thing.
Dude, nude hot springs with a bunch of old perverted dudes who are like, go ahead and come on, take your clothes off. That'll scar you for life. But anyways, there's one thing I wanted to tell you that I did not tell you. When I was going through, we'll just say, a close family member's court case through Weld County recently, the assistant DA, the one like from all he has the darker hair, not the main DA guy, whatever his name is. But the one with the darker hair, but he's still a little bit older. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I don't know who the DA is now. While you're talking, I'll pull him up.
Well, he was the assistant DA, and I think he still is the assistant DA. Yeah, you let me know if you can't find it. I'll try to look it up too. But he was at this person's case.
Is it Robert W. Miller?
Can you show? Hold on. Robert.
Let me get to my screen.
Miller,
is he bald?
The A. Bald? No. Hold on. There's a picture that says click on the assistant DA. It wasn't that guy, but I can pick it out of this one, I think. It was the dude with.
Well, he's bald. The assistant DA is bald.
No. I'm looking through these pictures to see. No, it's not the assistant DA. He type in Weld County DA office, and maybe I'll be able to pick one of the dudes out. But I knew him from so many of the documentaries. I don't know if I'll be able. Hopefully, I'll be able to pull him up. I'm pulling on the screen that you're moving. I don't see him.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Is he in one of these pictures?
He looks like the guy, the shortest guy in
this guy. Is it this
Yes,
guy?
he
This
looks,
guy's really
he
short.
looks a lot like that, but it's, hold on, just give me 2 seconds. Fill the time for me, just a sec.
Okay. So Rose is telling us a story that she has about this guy, and we're trying to find him. But anyway, what is the story? What
Oh,
is the
it's not
story
even
about him?
really all that big or whatever. But it was crazy that I was just sitting in there. It was the court case. It was wrapping up, and he was putting in what he thought should be the punishment.
Oh,
And
sorry, I removed you. Sorry.
oh, you're totally fine. Yeah. So he was talking at the sentencing, just saying like we think it should be this or that, and he was really professional, really nice, just really down to business. Like he wasn't even like, like happy go lucky or anything. He was just very like, he was just business mode. And when he left, I was like, oh, thank you, for being here. Thank you very much, because if he would have pushed, the person could have gotten a lot more trouble, So I was
Uh-huh.
just like, thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. And he was just, this is exactly how he looked at me. I said, thanks for being here, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, it was so rude. He just kind of looked away like, you don't matter to me. And it's not Robert Miller.
It's